There is a quote by Garry Kasparov, the former chess champion, that I absolutely love. He said, "The purpose of modern propaganda is not just to misinform or to push an agenda, it's to exhaust your critical thinking and annihilate the truth." And you know, say what you will about the old school Soviet chess masters, they had balls of steel. Saying something like that back in the day would be a one-way ticket to the gulag if you were anybody but an internationally renowned chess master. But I digress. Anyway, there's a really interesting thing about propaganda that a lot of people just don't seem to understand. And that is that you are not actually intended to believe propaganda. Whether you're the target of the propaganda or not, it doesn't matter. The purpose is not to convince you of something. The purpose of propaganda is to convince you that truth itself doesn't exist. And there's a fantastic example of this that just happened recently. So during Trump's rather catastrophic 250th, American celebration, a group of white supremacists called Patriot Front marched in Washington, D.C. Now, this would normally get a lot more attention than it has gotten, I think. But, at this point, this is just like, this is America now. This is what we do, apparently. But Fox News has been running shows about this in which they say, and I swear I am not making this up, they say that these Patriot Front members marching down Washington, D.C., waving Confederate flags were actually Antifa. I kid you not, they actually said that. But here's the thing. Nobody believes that. Like, nobody. And nobody is intended to believe it. Fox News doesn't believe it. Newsmax doesn't believe it. The people who watch Fox News don't believe it. That's not the point. You're not supposed to believe it. The point is to, as Garry Kasparov said, exhaust your critical thinking and annihilate truth. So say you are MAGA and you are watching Fox News and you see this report. Their purpose is not to make you think, oh, that was Antifa pretending to be, Patriot Front or whatever. Their purpose was to confuse the truth. You are not supposed to go away from watching that news article saying, oh yeah, I guess they must be Antifa. You are supposed to go away from that news article saying, well, some people say that they were white supremacists. Some people say that they were Antifa. And who's to tell? They were wearing masks. I guess we'll just never know. Because the idea of this kind of propaganda is to give you a rationale for believing what you want to believe. If there is no such thing as objective truth, then there's no point to the pursuit of truth. And if there's no point to the pursuit of truth, you can believe whatever you like. Like, if you were a reasonable person and you saw this happening, you might start to question whether or not, these are the good guys. Like, it's possible that you might have voted for Donald Trump and then you see what has happened since he was elected and you see like white supremacists openly marching down the streets and you might start to think, hey,
Hans, are we the baddies?
But if you can just throw up your hands and say, well, some people say it's Antifa, some people say it's, right-wingers, who's to tell? I guess we'll just never know. Then that gives you a justification to just keep on going on down the path that you're already on. You don't need to worry about it because who knows what the truth is? It's a mystery. We'll never know. And so you can just keep on going down the road believing whatever you want to believe, and it doesn't matter. And that's the point. That is what makes propaganda so incredibly insidious.